Did it start?
I have seen the dark shadows moving in the woods, and I have no doubt that whatever I have resurrected through this book is sure to come calling for me.
David, you look absolutely terrific, honestly. You've got like glue on.
This is where the worst begins. This is where we must stop. For beyond is the work of madness. The nightmare of insane murder and lingering death. Get inside and lock your doors. Close your windows.
Someone is watching you. Someone is waiting for you. Someone wants to scare you to death.
This is Albert from the Tuesday Show. You're listening to the goddamn Dave Hill Show, now on a flipping Monday.
No. You're. No. You're an angel witch. Thank you. We nailed it. Once again.
Might not have been ready for that.
Hey, Dave,
maybe turn down the gain on your mic if you're gonna
Turn up the gain on my. Oh, if I'm gonna go
turn
handheld.
it if you're gonna hold it right there.
My problem. Among my many problems. Wait, is this bad? No, that's too much heat.
It's really loud.
Is this good? How is this now? How's this?
Okay.
Good?
That's good.
We'll
good.
fix it in post. Which is to say, we probably won't fix it in post. Let me know if it's too
is the
much
gain
heat.
down all the way, or is it up a little bit?
I've turned it down quite a bit.
Okay, now I think it's good.
How is it good? Is it good now?
Yeah.
I'm in a place of comfort.
Okay.
My problem is, I'm in this office, which I know I complain about every week, having no air conditioning, and I'll do the same this week. Wait, I'm worried about Des. Des says there may not be enough drugs or alcohol to get me through tonight. What does that mean, Des? Are you all right?
We'll just have to find out. I don't know. We'll see.
What's the matter? Are you
good.
in a state of compromise?
No, we're good. I mean, I think I got enough in, so I think we'll be all right.
What do you mean? You mean you have enough alcohol in you?
Yes.
I mean, do you need a timeout?
No, everything's good. We're under control.
I was very worried. Well, if there's something, you're in a safe space.
Yeah, I know. Thank you, sir.
I guess all by way of saying, how are you doing, New Jersey Chicken Rancher Des?
Doing all right. Doing all right. Speaking of drugs and alcohol, I'm going to see Dead and Company next weekend, so I'm just
Oh my goodness.
gearing up.
Did I see they canceled their tour or something?
No, did they?
Did someone order a
Pizza
pizza?
here, Chris?
We have food that was supposed to come about an hour ago. I'll be right back.
Chris is going to get food. He's literally getting up. For those of you listening in the futuristic podcast format, he's literally gotten up from the control center.
Had enough.
That's like a pilot getting up and leaving the controls.
This show has turned into what's Chris having for dinner on a weekend.
I know.
Now. So,
I have my concerns. Chris, what are you having for dinner tonight?
Thai food, yeah.
Okay.
I was actually going to guess Thai food. I wish I had. I mean, because it's either going to be Thai,
It's a safe bet.
Chinese,
Pizza.
or pizza delivery. Those are the big three for delivery.
Yeah.
In my mind, anyway.
You guys weathered the mini hurricane yesterday? Your neighborhood flood out?
It was damp, I'm not going to lie. But I'll say this. I went to dinner on Saturday.
Congrats.
We brought Sweet Lucy, who is a dog, in anticipation of possible rain. Brought her adorable raincoat. Sure enough, it starts raining. Not a problem. The dog's got a raincoat. She was nonplussed.
What about our feet?
She doesn't. I don't think she has hang-ups about wet feet so much.
She get like little galoshes.
Thinking about it, I like. Yeah, the more clothes you can put on a dog, the better. I always say if you can get a dog in sort of a sea captain's outfit, like the Gorton's fish stick guy.
Yeah, that's good.
The look I would like to see.
My mom's dog has like a hoodie.
It's
cool.
fun. Dogs don't like hoods, but that shouldn't stop you from putting a hood on a dog. At least the option. When Lucy was a puppy, the neighbors, she had like a little sort of a fun down jacket with a hood on it. She didn't care for it. Chris, you're frozen.
There's two Chris's.
There's two Chris's, and we're all very concerned.
Sorry, Zoom just completely crashed on me.
Oh my
Like
gosh.
that scene in The Last Jedi. when Rey
This is
reflections.
Before we get in any further, I have to say, warning for the live audience. I think we're just going to do an hour show because I have some fires of great magnitude to put out this evening. We may go a little over. Wait, what happened? Chris, we've stopped recording.
That's it. It's over.
What the hell's what's going on with Chris? He's getting Thai food delivered.
My computer's acting very weird. Sorry.
Oh, jeez, this is hell. Anyway, so I think we're just gonna go the live portion of the show. We're just gonna go for an hour, a power hour, so I can attend to some matters that need attending to. Matters of great importance I can't get into right now. Oh, there's the music. Is this show? I know I ask this question every week. Is this show getting too slick? I feel like it's getting too slick.
I think you're safe. I mean, for now.
Chris, the music's really loud.
It is?
Do you fix it in post? Can we fix it in post?
I fix some stuff in post. Other stuff, it's kind of hard to.
You just let it free fly. I like that.
I mean, I don't want it to sound too good. I like things to be a little rough around the edges.
I know.
Live
Because it's a street show. We have an incredible guest tonight coming up shortly. She's making her triumphant return to the show. She is celebrity psychic, medium, and tarot reader Sarah Potter. Her first book, The Cosmo Tarot, The Ultimate Deck and Guidebook, comes out October 12th via Hearst Home Publications. You can pre-order it now. She's, I believe, one of the MVP guests on this program. People love her. I love her. She has written about witchcraft, magic, that's magic with a K, and tarot, and is featured in CosmopolitanAstrology.com, Bust Magazine, and Shondaland. I'm not familiar with Shondaland. Are you guys?
Is that a Shonda Rhimes concern? Is it like maybe like Oprah?
This will be my third question for her. Right? I'll let you ask that question,
okay,
maybe.
Thank you. Yeah.
So she's going to come on the show a little earlier than we normally have guests because, and then we encourage you to Zoom and or call in because she's got all sorts of great advice. And we're going to talk about her new book. Also, though, before that, I want to say a couple weeks ago, I was talking about my crazy patch jacket, right? Do you remember?
Oh, yeah.
The jacket, I got a bunch of patches sewn onto it. And my plan is to, when I'm like 75, to wear this jacket around whatever seaside town I end up in. And just sort of being like, hey, does your dog like biscuits? And then I reach in my pocket and get like something that's obviously been in there for a very long time. And I'm just offering that and butterscotch candies to people of all ages. Anyway, I got the jacket back. Ryan from 60 Cycle Hum wrote to me and he said, I think he got like a fisherman's cap that he feels the same way about, that he is planning on wearing when he is 75. But I got the jacket, and then I thought I was like, all right, I'll just save this for when I'm 75. But what do? I went on a whole new. I just got more patches. I got more patches to put on it.
I'm glad to hear you say that, Dave, because when I saw your photo of the jacket on Instagram when you picked it up, and as you were describing it, I was expecting to see a lot more patches.
Not enough patches, right?
Right. Yeah, I mean, because you said there was only certain circumstances you could get away with wearing it. And I said you could wear that going to get coffee, going on a date, going anywhere. So I'm glad to hear you got some more.
I've stepped it up. I've probably got easily. I just kind of looked around my apartment. This is one of those things. Once you have it in your head that you're gonna age not gracefully into a patch jacket guy, I realize I have all sorts. I've had all sorts of patches just lying around my house.
Go for it.
And then I got like a million new patches locked and loaded, and then I started ordering more patches.
Got a lot of Dave Hill's podcasting incident patches.
Oh, that's one of them. Yeah.
Had a bunch here.
Those are going to be worth thousands of dollars. Those are going to be like Susan B. Anthony's one day.
I've got a stack of patches and stickers that I'm just waiting for the right place to destroy.
Get yourself a sweet jacket. Patch it up.
Might have to do it.
No, I got all these new patches locked and loaded. And then, people would be like, hey, we're going to be tailgating before the big game this weekend. You want to come out? I'm like, yeah, assuming I can find my patch jacket, I'll be there. People are like, hey, you want to go drink some beers outside the bus station? Just a sec. Let me grab my patch jacket. I'll be right over.
That jacket I went to go see a screening of Creep Show yesterday. the 80s horror movie, and
Really?
that would have been a good jacket to wear. 'Cause,
Perfect jacket.
a lot of Creepshow fans have a lot of patches on their clothing.
This is the thing, like, it's such a, like, I keep thinking, like, would this be a cool patch? But the fact is, like, I'm like, no patch is going to make this jacket cool. It's all just adding to the problem of people going to be like, hey, who's that drifter? Me and my patch jacket. I have to grow like a scraggly beard to go with it, maybe.
Seeing somebody with one patch is what makes me nervous, because they're just committed to one sort of God knows what kind of thing. Whereas when you got a bunch of patches, I know there might be an opening in case something gets hot. We can find a common ground.
Yeah, you'd be like, hey, I can't help but notice your insert name of interesting patch.
Yeah.
Right here.
Get as many as you can.
Though, you know what I found? Somewhere along the line, I was given a patch that is like some sort of Genghis Khan type warrior, and then only he has like a Wu-Tang Clan symbol on his chest.
Okay.
And then I thought, I don't really know the backstory of this guy, but he clearly has some Wu-Tang affiliation. And I thought, well, I should probably put him on my jacket, my cool patch jacket.
Street cred right there.
But I'm not really, and I'm not really into the Wu-Tang Clan.
You don't want to get caught like representing, and then you get called out and you don't have anything to bring to the table.
Yeah, people will be like, hey,
Poser.
do you want to talk about Ghostface Killer?
You just start saying Shaolin and you'll be all right, I think.
I know. Like Dave Bamundo.
Exactly.
Though I was saying this weekend that I think, and I'm just trying to start fights here, I do think Staten Island should not be considered part of New York City.
It's the Union County of New York State. Like, there's no difference between Union County, New Jersey, where I'm from, but like Elizabeth, Linden, Rahway, all those towns, it's just one big, massive type of singular person. There's no difference. I have to respect Staten Island at that point. Then it's my people.
All right.
Just saying.
Well, I saw a report on the news. They're not wearing their masks on the Staten Island ferry.
Well, that's,
bastards.
That's a New York problem. You guys are.
That's a New York problem.
Yeah.
I know this, but if we just had them not be part of the city, make someone else's problem.
It is a stretch that they are.
I'm just saying. I don't know. No, I'm just being inflammatory.
So they're not wearing masks on the ferry.
That's right.
But it's outdoors.
Yeah.
Partially. I don't know. I'm not surprised though.
I know it's not surprising, but
So I guess they're a private business making a decision to not enforce any kind of individual mandate within
the
their
Staten Island ferry is not part of the MTA.
I don't think it is.
If they
I didn't know
make
that.
the call not to do it.
I did not realize that, but but isn't saying that Staten Island should not be part of New York City exactly the kind of thing a patch jacket guy would say? This is the kind of things I'm going to be saying at 75. If I'm even, who knows? I could be dead by then.
Hey, before we bring our guest on, can we play this video?
Oh, yes. Chris, just to tee this up. Chris loves this video. He sent it to me. I couldn't stick with it, but I'm willing to try once more. I think you'll very quickly understand why I couldn't watch it.
So our friend Liam McEnany,
yes,
funny comedian, apparently
hilarious and a wonderful gentleman, handsome man as well.
Mm-hmm. He and his friend Caleb have been trading joke cameos. Like they've been buying cameos of people for like $5-10, and they've just been going back and forth. And then Liam posted this one that he paid top dollar for this one.
Yeah, this is, I couldn't believe it.
So we'll watch this.
I couldn't believe it. There it is.
Hello, Caleb. It's Rudy Giuliani. Your friend Liam asked me to give you a call.
Deeply upsetting.
He told me a few things about you. He told me that your priorities are, number one, America, the greatest country on earth. We share that intensely. Number two, your pickup truck, Missy. It must be a heck of a pickup truck. And beer-battered shrimp. Well, that seems like a good set of priorities, and you seem like you're a really regular guy. The kind of guy I'd like to get to know. Now, sounds like you had a tough year last year. We all did. We certainly all share in common, those of us, I think, who look at the country the way we do, a great loss in the loss of the presidency in an election in which I don't think we've yet heard the final story on exactly what happened, but we will.
So he can't
have faith it's all going to come out. The truth always does. And you had a personal issue with your wife leaving you for your business partner.
Is it true?
No.
What do we got to do?
It can't be. Well, maybe it
we
is.
got
I don't know.
to recharge ourselves. You know, I've been through things similar to what you've been through, and kind of think I've been through everything. I guess September 11 was beyond anything I imagined. And,
amazing.
The worst thing that ever happened.
Wait.
In some ways, the greatest in terms of the heroism and the good things that people did for each other.
He just said 9/11.
You learn that
this guy's bad.
You got to focus
crazy.
on the good things in life,
and an awful human.
And
being.
with those priorities that you have, and the kind of regular guy you are, I think you're the kind of guy that's you're gonna do just fine. You're gonna do just fine. God does things for a reason and for a purpose, and there's a reason and purpose here. First of all, on the political front, just means we got to fight harder in 22 and 24 and keep our eyes on theft, among other things, and be a lot more vigilant about it than we were last time, in advance rather than later. And with regard to you, I'm sure it's going to open up a lot more opportunities for you to find someone that's going to complete you and just be wonderful.
I wonder if
you just keep being optimistic.
He had to fill
that's what makes
3
America
minutes,
such a wonderful
that's
country.
Why he started bringing up
we've always been a country that's optimistic.
The election in 9/11.
We may be going through a tough time now.
Why is he talking for so long?
But
Cameos
we
don't
keep
need
our
to
eyes
be 3 minutes.
straight ahead, and we're going to be fine. We ask for God's help, and we get through things. Get through things that other people maybe that don't have the kind of freedom and the kind of liberty and the kind of background that we have in this country. Gives us great strength. This freedom we have gives us great strength. Which is why we have to protect it.
$350.
Help
he
you
got paid for this.
With the hand of God on you to get through whatever personal issues exist.
My cameos aren't. When I do cameos, they're not this long.
Love to meet you.
Love to meet you. Now he's just sitting there. Amazing.
That's horrific.
That is deeply. Oh my gosh. Well, so Liam bought this for his friend Caleb.
Yeah.
Well played, Liam. I still say Anna Saragina. She bought one for her boyfriend from Rachel Dolezal.
Oh yeah.
I think that's the
that's a good one.
And weren't we just talking about this last week? Or was I talking about this on another podcast?
No, I recall you mentioning it last week.
And then I was talking about HR from Bad Brains, right?
Oh yeah.
That may be the greatest HR from Bad Brains.
Have you ever met HR?
I had the opportunity once of meeting HR probably over 20 years ago. And it was during this period where he was like singing for Bad Brains and sitting down in a chair the whole time. And he would bring a bird cage on stage and kind of talk to the bird throughout the show. And then after the show, I went. My friend's band was opening for them, so I was like walking in the backstage area, and I was like, "Oh, there's HR. Here's my big chance to meet one of my heroes." And then I was just like, I don't think I want to meet him. I think I'm just gonna not meet him.
Leave this one be.
But I've heard he's a nice fellow.
I said hi to him once. He seemed fine.
Where did you see him?
Brooklyn Bowl. I saw him. He did like a solo show there like 10 years ago, maybe.
I think he's playing Saturday at Bowery Electric. I want to go.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. My friend Walter had spaghetti with him once. Said that was fun.
Spaghetti, huh?
Yeah, I would like to. I would, if I had the opportunity, I would have spaghetti with him.
Chris is regretting that tie order right now. Wishes he had.
I know.
Spaghetti.
You want me to eat it on the show?
We should. Our guest is ready to go, right?
Yeah.
Well, now that we've gotten that Rudy Giuliani cameo out of the way, thank you for that, by the way, Chris.
Well, thank you, Liam, for...
Thank you, Liam. Let's welcome back to the show. We want to get on because we're, as I mentioned, we're going to do like sort of a truncated show tonight because I have issues of national importance to deal with this evening. Sarah Potter, she's a celebrity psychic, medium, and tarot reader based right here in New York City, the greatest city in the world. Her first book, The Cosmo Tarot, the ultimate deck and guidebook, comes out October 12th via Hearst Home. Everyone pre-order it now. She was on the show before. Everyone loved her, and we're thrilled to have her back. Hey, Sarah, how are you?
Hi. Oh, I'm so good. I'm so happy to be back. Hi.
How are you?
Thank you for joining us.
Oh my gosh, this is so lovely. How are you?
Oh, really great.
Good.
Congratulations in advance on your book.
Thank you.
This is
I'm
very
thrilled.
exciting. Everyone, I insist everyone pre-order this book now.
Thank you. It's
Or
sure to make your life more magical.
with a K.
Yes. Magic guaranteed.
This is very exciting. What now? There's a lot. We have a lot. We have a lot to cover in a short amount of time.
I'm psyched.
But what is this? What is this? Tell us about this book.
So it's a tarot deck, which, if you're familiar, that's what I use in my readings.
Yeah.
And a tarot deck, it's 78 cards, and this is my take on the deck. There's a guidebook on if you've never experienced tarot before, you can use this guide to dive into it. Or if you're a seasoned pro, you can just enhance it with this perspective. And I created some spreads, which are different ways to deal out the cards. And I'm really psyched. I don't know. I bought my first tarot deck at the mall when I was 12. And I hope that people buy this at the mall or wherever you want to buy it.
They will,
That's
wherever they get incredible books.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're doing an event soon, right? For
Yes.
this.
We're doing, to set the stage for more magic, this Thursday. We are setting a spell. We're casting a spell on the entire city of beloved New York.
Including Staten Island?
Oh yeah, of course we're including Staten Island. Yeah,
Are you?
absolutely.
You don't. But if you had to not include one borough, which borough would it be?
Oh, I don't know. I feel like we all need magic right now, so I'm
We do.
including everyone. So my friend Girl New York is this incredible artist. She has a pop-up right now in Rockefeller Center, and so she invited me to come down for a witching hour. And we're going to cast a spell. We're going to set intentions. And I'm going to offer one-on-one readings for everyone who comes. It's an intimate event, but we still have a couple of tickets. And I want to enchant you.
I love it. Chris and Des, have you guys ever worked with tarot cards or experienced tarot cards in any form?
My wife has a deck, and I think she's done my reading a couple times, but that's about it.
Is your wife, would she call herself a witch?
No.
But she's where how does one but Sarah, you call yourself a witch, correct?
I do, but you don't have to be a witch
You don't
to
have to.
dive into tarot. Tarot's
But
for everyone.
It's for everyone, yeah. But
Yeah,
how?
like-
Where's the line, though? How do you be like, nope, I think I might be a witch? That's like when you have higher perception.
Like
Yeah,
calling
I
to
feel-
the priesthood, I think, in its way. You just
Right.
you
I
know,
feel like
vocation.
if you were a child who was talking to all of the animals, making potions with sticks and flowers and berries, these are usually early indications that you might be a witch.
Love it. I think the talking to the animals part, that might be me.
I feel that. I was hoping to get an update on that chicken. How are the chickens doing?
Yeah.
They're
Oh,
they're doing great, actually. Thanks for asking. Yeah, we're
Oh, good.
still have all 8 of them. They made it through the summer so far, and it's an adventure. Every once in a while, one of them kind of comes up a little lame for a couple of days, and one of us notices it. Usually, my wife, and then we make the we're figuring it out as we go, and able to diagnose what's happening, and keep on enjoying them. Yeah.
so you can sense it. A chicken and maybe doesn't have quite the regular
Vibe.
skipping its step.
Exactly.
And then what do you do?
You watch it for a little bit. You kind of try to get an eye if you can, if it's eating or drinking or pooping, and hopefully that's happening. And if they're not, you give them some, a few cc's of water. You give them some vitamins and just kind of nurse them a little bit. And if this were a bigger farm, they would just fall by the wayside and be taken care of, dealt with
by forces of nature.
Yeah, and the bottom.
What do you
line.
mean, or dealt with, like by foxes and
You know,
wolves and
you could be
such?
taken out of the lines of production, so to speak.
What do you mean, by the people that work at the farm?
Right? Maybe they don't want to deal with a sick chicken. They don't have the time or resources, so they just toss it.
Oh, that's awful.
But we're just a small backyard concern here, so we have the time to give them a little tender loving.
And the things you mentioned, these are the exact techniques that I employ with Chris when he strikes me as not fully functioning.
Slows down a bit. Yeah, you just
all of these things that you do with the chick. Anyway, I digress.
I was wondering where the idea of abusing me would come from tonight.
No, no abuse. We just want to get you 10 or some cc's of water if you need it. If you're dehydrated.
We got a super chat for Sarah.
A super chat. I love. By the way, yeah, more super chats.
What's a super chat?
That's where people pay hard-earned cash for us to go ahead and read what they. For example, Elvira Canaveral says, "Can you thank B. Arthur for me? She was the nicest person to be an audio tech. B dismissed the crowd awaiting her, asked for me, and said, 'Be kind.'"
Oh,
so
that's
she's
so sweet.
So she wants you. Wait, so Elvira wants you to thank B. Arthur in the afterlife?
I'd be happy to transmit that message. Sure. Oh, we'll make sure she gets it.
How do we do it? Can we do it together, or you'll just do it later?
We could do it together, and then I'll add her into my nighttime meditation.
Oh, I love that. So
I like
you
how easily I can picture B. Arthur going, "Be kind." I don't know. There's something about her delivery. I can just see her saying to a crowd of people,
telling
"Be
everybody.
kind."
Yeah.
No, but didn't she say it to Elvira directly? Or no?
I think he said B dismissed the crowd awaiting her, asked for me, and said, "Be kind." So I assume he was like, she was sticking up for him. I don't know. But I wasn't there. So
sounds like
B. Arthur, she's the tallest golden girl, right?
Sounds
yes.
Right. Am I getting this wrong? I mean, she has other attributes aside from being the tallest golden. Are all the golden girls? Not all the golden girls are dead, but all but Betty White are dead, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right.
Maybe next time when I come on, we'll do an invocation, a seance to the Golden Girls.
All the Golden Girls.
All of
You
them.
should
Well,
have
not
Betty White
not
on.
Betty White.
Well, yeah, no. Ooh, yeah, not yet.
No.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, we're just transmitting that message of gratitude to B. Arthur.
I love that. I didn't think, when I stepped into my little office here, I did not think we would be communicating with B. Arthur this evening, but here we are.
I feel like everyone's welcome here at the Goodtime Hour.
Yes, this is true.
True.
What about
Yeah.
Buddy Ebsen?
I mean, we can have restrictions too. I guess I just said everyone, and then I was like,
I know. Then you
know.
yeah. I know. See, this is what. Wait, so
Yeah.
you don't have an anti Buddy Ebsen stance, do you?
I mean, should we like create a ritual for that too while I'm here?
What an anti?
I don't know.
No, let's not. I'm very pro Ebsen.
I actually have no idea who we're talking about.
Buddy Ebsen, he
That's
played
all happening.
Uncle Jed on Beverly Hillbillies, and then he had another. What was this? He had another show later in his career. Who did he play?
sure.
Can we run a check on this?
Searching
I have
right
to
now.
admit, I don't really watch TV, and like it really irritates all of my friends because I feel like I don't get anyone's references in TV or movie.
He, that's from another era. When that
Right.
doesn't necessarily mean you're an absolute prick.
Well,
Different
maybe
time. Yeah.
we can add him to the guest list for the seance.
You
What
could
about
maybe-
Irene Ryan? She
I
played
don't-
Granny on Beverly Hillbillies.
You can come up with like a whole blanket, TV actors and actresses of yesteryear category in your nightly meditation. You probably cover most of it, and they'll appreciate
Yeah,
it. Sure.
just send me a whole list, and I'll throw them all into the circle. They're
What
all
about
welcome.
I'm worried because I was just about to start naming people that are still alive, and then I don't. That's probably screws everything up.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. All right.
Well, we could wish them well. We could like
Wishing
wish
them
them
well.
and like
Now-
send them some lovely energy.
Now you have you mentioned you have some new ghost stories, right?
I do. I feel like those were a real hit last time.
Oh yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
What do you
I
got
don't-
for us?
Well, so I was in LA recently for work, and a lot of the hotels in LA, I find the ghost activity is so apparent and active. It's very challenging for me to stay there. And what I really love about LA is you can call in advance and be like, so what's the ghost activity like in the hotel? Because I'm planning my trip. And they take you very seriously, which I appreciate. But like there was one hotel I
Oh.
stayed in. I got so dizzy. My friend had to walk me out. I couldn't even like
Did you go to
stand in there.
the Cecil?
No, it wasn't that one, but it's near that one.
Was it the
And-
Chateau Marmont?
No, but I've heard that one's super haunted.
I would
Whoa.
think so.
Yeah.
I really
But
want to
I-
stay in one of them.
Some dark places.
Was
too.
it the-
LA,
the-
Yeah.
the scene? Nah, that's not you're getting deep in that spot. It's not like
What about-
Kenosha.
Yeah. Was
What
it
was
the
that?
Best Western on
It was-
Hollywood?
It
And
was the best Western. Hollywood. I actually have been told I shouldn't stay at Chateau Marmont because it's so haunted. And like this other place I went to, which I feel like I shouldn't say the name of it just in case, like it's just, they're like, oh, it's a very similar vibe to that place. I don't know what I'm afraid of. I guess, can I say the name of it?
Sure.
sure.
Right? I don't know. It was the Roosevelt. I walked in and I got
The
so
Roosevelt.
dizzy.
Oh yeah,
I had
that's
to
the
be
Rock
like-
and Roll Hotel, isn't it?
I think so. I almost fainted. My friend caught me and then had to help me out. And was just like, it was so disorienting. But so I didn't stay there, but I stayed at another place and it was so like comfortable and lovely. And I was just like easing into sleep. But I was awake, very much awake. And I was like, oh my gosh, these children are like partying and like running around all over the hotel. And then I remember that the hotel had like a policy about children. And then I looked at the time and I was like what kind of children are running around at 11:30 at night? And literally at the same moment, my friend who had booked the room for me texted me and she's like, "Oh, I hope none of those children ghosts are keeping you up right now." And I was like, "Oh, funny you mentioned that. I was just about to text you." And so that wasn't like really like, it's not like a spooky story. It more
That's
just like
spooky as hell. What are you talking about?
Okay,
Yes.
it's funny. Like to me, it's so normal. I texted another friend and I was like, "Oh, it's so hilarious." I was in bed at 11:30 at night, and it sounded like a whole preschool class was running around above
There was
me
a
and
bunch
around
of dead
me.
children running around. That's
My
terrifying.
I was like, "Isn't that so funny?" My friend's like, "Does that happen to you all the time?" And I was like, "Oh yeah." I was like, "It's not scary to me. Like it's just like it's happening all the time." But I guess I feel like people are weirded out by ghost children. I don't know. They don't scare me, but I've never seen that
Yes,
movie, The
whole
Shining.
movies are based
Yeah.
on this very
Real-
simple concept.
In
Oh, they
movies,
were
it's like
cute.
no.
A special level of creep
A
out.
child's laughter in a creepy environment is probably the worst
Yeah.
thing to hear.
I'll go one further. I think a child's laughter, period.
Fair point.
No
Fair
matter
point.
what.
Creepy, always.
Oh, they were just having fun and like running around and being joyful and like
That's like
I don't know.
the Blair Witch Project. Don't they hear kids running around? And it's scary as hell. It's like the scariest part
Yeah,
of the movie.
this is
Oh,
We got
this is
a
very
we got a super chat from Spot Center na. Said my
Sure.
only experience, it was $6.66 super
Oh,
chat,
no.
by the way.
uh-oh.
It said reads, my only experience was a glowing orb floating in the woods 75 feet away to 10 feet before we ran. It was 1985, the mounds of Monongahela, Pennsylvania, birthplace of Joe Montana. So I guess
wow.
their experience.
I've seen
How
orb.
cool.
I woke up and saw an orb floating above my bed once.
Then what?
I got up and I swatted at it.
Did you get it?
No, it just kind of like I couldn't.
You say like, you swing like a girl.
It was like floating at the like foot of my bed, and I got up and I was like, "Hey, what?" And then I went and I swatted at it, and it wasn't swattable. So I was just like, "All right, fine, you orb."
You can
I
just
just-
ask them to leave too, you know? What you
I
did
just-
was great. That was a great instinct.
Well, I didn't mind it. It wasn't like I was just woke up and was like, "That's strange. There's an orb." But the Hollywood Roosevelt, that was the hotel, right?
That was the one that I like just about fainted. I've never had a friend have to like carry me out of a place like, you know, since I got sober. Like I can usually walk myself out of places now.
Where did you go from there? Did you check into a new hotel?
We were just there for lunch, but it was just like I was like, I can't have
Oh.
lunch here. I was like, I
Oh,
can't.
wow.
Like it was just like being overcome with dizziness, and then I kind of like I didn't really know anything about the history of the hotel. I have to admit, I still don't. But that feeling really stayed with me, and to me, like that was much more unsettling than the children like giggling and running around and playing. Like
on the Wikipedia, it says the Hollywood Roosevelt is supposedly haunted by Marilyn Monroe, and also a little girl in a blue dress named Caroline. Multiple
my
people
gosh.
have reported a little girl in a blue dress whose name is Caroline.
ooh,
I mean,
freaky.
at some point though, that's all got to be marketing. Like, how are you going to claim Marilyn Monroe? We stayed at a hotel a couple weeks ago, and they were like, "Oh, room 932 is haunted," and it's like in the brochure. At that point, it's not really, you know. I want to say like that the hotel you mentioned earlier. I forget the name of it, but that was the one where the girl,
The Best Western?
the video of the girl in the hotel in the elevator, and she was kind of
Oh yeah,
having
yeah.
some kind of what was the first
Cecil,
hotel
yeah.
with the Cecil? Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
I want to see video stuff. You know, show me unexplainable things. Don't just tell me in the brochure. That feels a little, you know,
Right.
entrapped almost. But
I
Yeah.
The Roosevelt was the first hotel I ever stayed in Los Angeles. My first band, our record label flew us to LA to make a music video. And we were in the hotel.
Big time now.
Couldn't believe it. We were just pretty young things. The next Beatles in our mind. And we thought this was the 90s, mind you. And we thought that it would be cool for our singer, John, I was like, you should have flames coming up your pant leg for the video. And he's like, yeah, that sounds like a really good idea. And so we were spray painting in the hotel room, which you shouldn't do that. And it just smelled. And then some friends came over and they're smoking pot in the room. And our room smelled like spray paint and pot as we're looking out at the Hollywood sign. And I thought, we've done it. We've made it.
This is it.
We've made it.
Ooh,
and then
what a moment.
these kids all showed up. These little children showed up at around midnight. No, I made up that last part with the children. I would just shoehorn my Hollywood Roosevelt story.
I like it.
I
mean, I was going to ask if you were dizzy, but with all the like weed smoke and spray paint fumes, it might have been.
I was younger and more resilient. I think I was probably not fazed by it at the time. I still don't smoke pot, so I didn't smoke any of it, but I was, drinking beers and inhaling paint fumes, I imagine. But let's focus. Your new book, which comes out in less than a month. Everyone can pre-order it now. The Cosmo Tarot, the Ultimate Deck and Guidebook. On October 12th via Hearst Home. I'm learning this we're gonna the Goodtime Hour spike is gonna happen. So we'll keep mentioning it.
Thank you.
My
Amazing.
Question, if this book in the hands of a mere mortal like me, Chris, and or Des, can we use this book and not have our lives spin out of control?
Absolutely. What I love about tarot is it's really it's a visual medium. So even if you don't want to use this for any self-reflection, any connection to yourself, your intuition, the greater universe, you can just enjoy the beautiful imagery because it's a lovely deck. I'm so proud of this. Like all
cool.
of the visuals, it's very cosmic and astral. The imagery is all collaged and there's like a lovely galaxy print on every card. So you can just, it could just be like a little box of prints if you want it to be that way that you take out for a little visual stimulation. Or, what I really love about tarot and the way I like to talk about and teach it is I want this to be practical. I want it to be accessible. And tarot tells the fool's journey, which is so classic in literature and movies. And then it's expanded upon because you can use this deck to answer questions. If you have a hard time with decisions, surrender, pull a card, yes or no, there you go. And
I need this. I'm the worst at making decisions.
It's hard to make decisions.
I'll go for a week. I'll make just a very basic decision sometimes, and I'll change my mind every day several times, and then I'll finally, like at the last minute, just pull the trigger.
Dave, that's why you need tarot.
I know. I gotta get this book.
It'll connect you to your intuition, your inner wisdom, your sense of self. You'll be making decisions left and right, like all the time, feeling really confident about it. And that's what I love about it, because I also have a hard time with decisions. I think we all do, right?
I do. So, Chris and Des, do you guys have trouble making decisions?
No.
Sometimes.
Okay. Well, I guess there's me and Sarah, and then there's you guys. That you guys are perfect.
Feel it. Yeah.
I said sometimes. Chris is the one over here who just rolls through life.
It's like no
and shit.
I can't even decide what to have for dinner. Like, given a choice.
I'm just usually in a position where I have to make a decision. So I just do, just to, just get it over with.
All right.
That is lovely. I've used the cards to figure out what I'm going to have for lunch or dinner. Like, you could just do like a yes or no, or if you want to get more complex, you can pull more cards. And the more you get to know the meanings of each cards, the deeper you can go. So you can use tarot for literally anything.
I'm gonna start. I can't wait to get this because truly, every decision struggle.
I'll put the link in the chat if people want to order.
I'm gonna pre-order it now. Everyone pre-order it now. I've learned there was something, normally on the internet I joke around. I say, "Do this or I'll stab you." Clearly joking with the threat of violence.
Have you ever gotten in trouble for that?
Yeah, well, recently I posted something I can't remember, and I got a warning on Facebook for saying that I'll stab you.
Social medias to sully over here.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. So yeah, because I'm already permanently banned from Twitter. So and Facebook and Instagram are one. I actually said it on Instagram, but it bounced over to Facebook.
Wow.
And then Facebook busted me, so I was like, I can't upset the last. I guess I'll just go over to TikTok or something.
You're almost down to TikTok, and then
TikTok it up.
It's over.
I don't know. So anyway, no threat of violence here. I'm just saying gently, everyone go pre-order Sarah Potter's book.
Thank you. I appreciate the support. And it truly, tarot changed my life. I think it has the power and ability to change everyone's lives.
What other ghost stories? Do you have any other news stories that will scare the crap out of us?
Let's see.
Aside, now that we're never going to stay in the Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel again.
I actually really want to stay there. And the Cecil.
It's a nice. I enjoy it. As I recall, I think I've stayed there a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you do, let me know if you have an experience like that. Because I don't know. Sometimes I always like the confirmation because I even feel like, oh my gosh, like what am I seeing? Like, and then when you hear it, like I hear it back from someone else, the exact same thing I saw without telling them. Like I'm still like, oh wow, like even though I'm like, oh, that's adorable, these children giggling and these ghost children, but it's still like when a friend said something and she's like, those are the only spirits that we can't get out of the hotel. Like we've gotten rid of all the other spirits, the children won't leave. And I was like, they're lovely.
I can overstate this. The dead children, absolutely horrifying. I'll say it again.
They're not like zombie walking around looking like dead children. You're just hearing children play. I mean, it's like you said before, it's almost more annoying than horrifying. It's like
yeah.
But are they saying like ring around the road, like doing all that sort of stuff,
giggling and echoes and stuff?
That's the thing. Dead children, the more fun they have, the scarier it is.
I just thought it was like very sweet and lovely to see like children playing and having fun. And I mean, but it was also like, okay, we're running around. We're very exuberant, which I mean, children are, but it was fine. I'd say like the only other kind of a ghost story that I was thinking about was I went to Nashville for work earlier this summer. And I stayed at another really haunted hotel. And I'm not really doing in-person events, but I did do these like 2 nights for a friend's concert, and it was outside. And I find when I'm really exhausted, that's when I see a lot more, because I feel like, I live in New York City. I can't just be seeing everyone's like dead grandfather every time I leave the house or in my apartment. It's just like, that's too much. So I've gotten very good at blocking it all out. But if I'm tired, it's a lot harder, which I think in any profession, it's, it's almost like your immune system is compromised physically, or you can't do your job as well if you're exhausted. So after like 2 nights of working and like being around people again like that, I was so tired. And coincidentally, one of my clients happened to be staying at the same hotel on vacation. So we were sitting outside and chattering. And I was so distracted. I was trying to listen to her while we were talking and focus on what she was saying. But I kept seeing this man like coming out of this one room and like walking very purposefully and going into this other room. And he kept doing this circuit. And then like, there was another spirit that was just like very much wanted to be acknowledged, and was like, it would be like, imagine if we're talking right now and someone is standing behind me and like waving their arms and like such a big presence, wants to be noticed, wants to be acknowledged, like wants to be heard, but you're in a conversation with someone. It's not their time to talk. Like your focus is elsewhere. So that's kind of like what the experience feels like to me. And it was to the point too, where I had to like say to my friend, like, I am so sorry. I'm trying so hard to listen to you, but I could feel like my eyes kept going elsewhere. And I was like, the spirits are so activated here. Like, I can't focus, and we need to move. Like, we need to move where we're sitting, or I have to just go to bed. And then, my room was nothing was going on in that room. But then I went and spoke to the manager the next morning, and I was like, does anyone talk about the spirits here at the hotel? And she's like, oh my God. She's like, you're the medium that's staying here, right? And I was like, yeah. And she perfectly described the figure that I saw. She was like, what did it look like this? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, oh yeah, that figure, if he knows that you can see him, he makes himself seen. He's always like bothering our security guard. And the room that I mentioned that I saw the other figure like going in and out of, she told me she had to go change the light bulb 4 times the night before in one lamp in that room. And I feel like that's what happens a lot when there's a lot of paranormal activity. It can affect like the electricity. Oh. And she's like, oh, that's so funny. And then she told me they also had photographic proof that someone had died in that room.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I was like, and then I was changing hotels anyway, but I was like, it was like very, and I feel like most places, like I said, I will like call or email sometimes and ask in advance, but like this place I was working, like I couldn't, I had to stay there. And it is what it is. Like I personally, like, I don't find it scary. It's just like, to me, it would be like if you're staying at a hotel where people party a lot and it's really loud, like, yeah. So you just kind of prepare yourself for it. But
is there something about hotels that you think make them prone to spirits? Is it just because there's so many people coming in and out of them?
Yeah, it's just like in a music venue too, like where there's like a lot of people coming through, and then like there was a lot of music at this place as well, and that thins the veil and the energy is high. And so it just kind of makes the place, I'm going to say, like more vulnerable in a way. Mm-hmm. Like it's easier to have those experiences. But yeah, it's just like so much energy and people in and out. And like, I think it's like an easy place for spirits to kind of hang out.
Whoa. People die in hotels. So
that too.
There's that as well.
They make it harder, though, don't they? I only say this, Janine Garofalo is talking about this. They make it so you can't open hotel windows.
That's true.
Suicide.
Yeah. So, I just feel like a lot of my experiences have been in hotels because I haven't really been going anywhere except like, really like, especially since I last saw you guys. But I had these like 2 work trips that I had to do. So, those are because I feel like the ghosts in my house, like that's we know them very well. That's not like new and exciting.
They're like
But
roommates.
exactly. So like, the new ones, the ones I haven't experienced before, those feel a little more exciting to share and talk about.
Wow. Well, we as I mentioned, we have to stop a little early tonight. Would you be willing to come back soon
I
and
would
do a
love
part
to.
2?
Oh my gosh, I would love to.
Great.
Yeah.
I love seeing you guys. It's so fun. It's such a blast.
Likewise. Well, let's have you. We'll have you back before the book, The Cosmo Tarot. Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
The Ultimate
got
Deck
it.
and Guidebook comes out October 20. I'm like a regular Joe Franklin with getting the plugs in.
You're so
By the
good
way,
at it. It's
October
seamless.
12th
It's
via
seamless.
Hearst
Here.
Home.
There it
There.
is.
Oh, there. Look at that. I love that.
Yeah. See, so
Everyone-
cosmic.
It's cosmic.
Yeah. Cosmic,
Everyone get
cosmic.
that. I'm sorry we have to do a shorter show tonight. I just have some
Short
things
and
I need
sweet.
to attend to. But we'll be back and better than ever in the longer format, the normal length format next week.
Amazing.
Will you please come back, Sarah?
Anytime you'll
Potterfield?
have me.
Oh, one
I
super
would
chat.
love to.
One more super chat before we go. Elvira Canaveral says LED light bulbs frustrate old school ghosts. Is that true?
Yes, that is true.
All right. See, we have a cliffhanger. We have a cliffhanger.
All the energy.
Exactly.
Thank you, Sarah Potter. Everyone, get the Cosmo Tarot.
Thank you.
Thank you, boy criminal Chris Grisbeck.
Thank you.
Thank you, New Jersey Chicken Rancher Des.
Have a great night, everybody.
Thanks to everyone who watched live in the Futuristic Livecast, and thanks to everyone listening in the Futuristic Podcast format, which comes out every Friday. If you would like to support this incredible program, go to MaximumFun.org/join and give till it hurts. No, I shouldn't say that. That's almost as bad as saying or I'll stab you. It's a threatening thing. Anyway, we'll see you next week. Thank you, everybody. I love this outro music. It makes me feel like anything is possible.
I did